Good morning to everybody and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club, and today I come to you from Sydney Harbour, and as you can see we've got the Opera House, the beautiful Opera House there in the background, and if I pan around I can give you a lovely little shot of Sydney, Circular Quay in the background, and I'm down here at Campbell Cove, and as you can see it's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful down here. It's the middle of winter, believe it or not, and I'm here with a t-shirt. It's mild, it's beautiful, it's just absolutely fantastic. And that's what I love about Sydney, is that the weather is usually spot on, not too hot, not too cold, so we don't need to be rugged up with our winter woolies all the time. We get a few odd cold days. Last week we had 5 days of the coldest weather for quite a few years, but this week is absolutely spot on. Let me get a bit closer here, make sure I don't fall over the side. But while I've got you here, I just want to have a chat to you about a topic which is near and dear to my heart. And today I just want to talk about a book that I read many years ago. It's a book that a dear friend of mine, Cleo Adonio, got for me. And it was just a small book, wasn't too big, and it was Steve Hawking talking about the universe and putting the universe into perspective. And what I loved most about that book there was Steve Hawking just basically talking about how magnificent and how glorious the universe is, and how little we know, but once again how much we are learning and how much we will continue to learn about the universe. But there was just one quote in that book which really stood out for me, and that was where Stephen Hawking said that the universe is still continuing to grow and expand. Let me say that again. The universe, even though it's billions of years old, it's still continuing to grow and expand. So the stars are continuing to expand, the universe is expanding, and with the universe expanding, also whatever is in the universe is getting further and further apart. And that in itself was very, very profound for me, and a very deeply reflective moment, because I sat and thought that we too humans, in our relationships, in our families, we're expanding, we're slowly expanding as time passes, but we too are getting further and further apart, sadly. I remember when I was younger, I remember being with all my mates after being out at night and going to the Kazi Club and then having our philosophical sort of chats with George Vallis, Terry Vallis, Manuel Imberis, Andrew Zmernis, Tony Retsos. We'd all be chatting away, George Sideropoulos. And one of the things that we touched on, because we'd see people falling out, we'd see friends falling apart, and everything that goes with it. And we said it's amazing. You spend the first 25 years of your life building your friendships, making friends, and building up a platform for your future. And then you spend the rest of your life destroying those friendships and basically alienating yourself until you get to a point where, if you're not careful, and here is the warning, a point where if you're not careful, you become so isolated and so lonely that you've got nobody to interact with and nobody to engage with. So where are we going with this? for young people and people who are growing and developing in their own relationships. Try and make it a point to keep as many friendships as you can. Friendships after a certain age become harder and harder to come by, and so it's important that once you click with somebody and you get on with them, to try and do whatever you can to maintain those friendships for as long as you can. Because look, as my mother used to say, excessineria bacalai ola. So when you focus too much on yourself and your selfishness, and you're focusing on your needs only, it tends to destroy everything. So be a little bit open, be a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Be a little bit lenient and not judgmental of your friends, because they've all got issues, they've all got challenges, and they've all got their own self-interests to manage as well. So yes, our interests are important, but their interests are just as important, as are their family, their friends, and their other relationships. So respect your friends, respect the fact that they're in relationships, they've got families, they've got friends, they've got work, and they've got their own mental, physical, spiritual, and relationship challenges. But try and stay connected. Try and stay connected for as long as you can throughout your life. And it means making an effort. It means picking up the phone, sending a message, calling somebody on their birthday. Don't message them on their birthday. Call them, speak to them. And whenever there's an opportunity to catch up, drop everything and catch up wherever you can, because closeness, being physically close to people, helps you with those relationships as well, and maintaining friendships. Because we all learn over time that distance takes you apart. So if you're not careful, one day turns into a week turns into a month turns into a year, and before you know it, you haven't seen friends for a decade. And when you catch up, you go, geez, what happened? What happened? Where did all that time go? And so you've got to be careful, and do whatever you can to keep on making contact. On this topic though, I must say that women are much better than men. The ladies in my life, the people, my daughters, my wife, my cousins, everybody I know is a lot better at maintaining their relationships and their friendships with their families and with their friends. Whereas we blokes, don't know why, maybe it's the way we're wired, maybe it's the way we're brought up, we're not as proactive in our friendships. We're not as welcoming, as easygoing to catch up. I've got a few mates of mine that I speak to on occasion, and they've got all these sorts of rules. There are guys who, I won't go out on a Sunday night because I'm working on Monday, or I won't go out on a Friday night because I'm working on Saturday. For God's sake, relax those rules, because if you've got too many rules and you're too rigid in your social rules, guess what? People are not going to want to invite you out anymore, or call you up, or want to catch up with you, because they know that you've got too many rules and you're unapproachable and basically hard to link up with and to catch up with. So be flexible. Be flexible with your rules. Even though you're working the next day, even if you only need 3 or 4 hours sleep to get by, and then you can catch up on sleep during the week. You don't need to have your rules set every single day, because you will become boring. Remember that. You'll become boring. Be able to just change your rules and be spontaneous And when people want to catch up, just drop everything, within reason of course, because family comes first and all those other things. I'm not saying just drop your family and go, but whenever there's an opportunity, even if it's for 5 minutes, just take that opportunity and make the most of it. My Uncle George used to say that he's happy to go to Greece even for a day, to go to Greece to catch up with his siblings, to catch up with his friends, even if it's for a day. He used to say that he was happy to get on a plane, fly overseas, spend a couple of days, say at a wedding or a function or some sort of important event, which at the moment COVID-19 has absolutely destroyed for all of us. But he would say, just drop everything, go, catch up, engage, be part of your family, be family, so that they can be family with you. Anyway, we've travelled a long way here, starting with Steve Hawking and how the universe is expanding. But let's finish off with our positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, I feel great. To all my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly, be proactive with your relationships and try and stay connected to as many people for as long as you can, because shared experiences are the most important ones that we'll ever have in our lives, and it's up to you. It's up to you to lead the way. Don't wait for your friends. Don't wait for other people to organise a date. You be the instigator. You be the social organiser, and get people active. Because once they're out there, they'll absolutely love it. But it's giving them a push and giving them a pull to get them moving and get them active and get them socialising. Anyway, all the best. Take care. Sa sagapao, tatapume. Yasas. Bye.